hard to say. I mean, we've never gone into a record saying we want the record to sound like this or that. And I think the fun part of making a record is watching it become something unexpected. However, I know usually the record is a reaction to what the record that preceded it. I think this record is much more stripped down than, at least, well, we haven't recorded it yet, but we're writing it as a four-piece. And some of the songs on Beale Street, there was 5 people, 6 people writing together. Not for the whole album, but I think we kind of reacted to that and went back down to brass tacks. Jess Margera, who plays drums in CKY, who we've toured with, wanted to put a band together for shits and giggles, for lack of a better phrase. And in that band is myself, Jim Rode of Fireball Ministry, Dave Bone, a friend of Jim's, and Brad Davis from Fu Manchu. We did an EP a year and a half ago, and just finished recording the music for a full length about a month ago. I'll put vocals on that in a couple months after I'm done with this Clutch thing. The company band is, it is a project. It's not, I don't think, ever going to really be a touring band for any length, because half the guys live in LA. Jess and I live out here, and we all got bands, so this is something fun to do, and probably wouldn't be possible if it weren't for the internet. The older I get, the more I like older musicians. When you're young, you're like, oh, you think, well, they were really extreme, but after a while, that kind of wears off, and you start respecting finesse and class, for lack, musical class. But some of the best shows I saw, or when I was young, was in DC. I got to see Fugazi, who were amazing live. I got to see the Bad Brains when they were smoking. I don't go to a lot of live shows. Okay, when I'm at home, I shut the doors. But at least in my memory, as growing up, those were 2 bands that blew me away. Personally, I don't like it, and when I know I've done it, but I've always tried to make it in a context of either humor or just using somebody as a device. Like one song we mentioned Dick Cheney, but I kind of used that as a device. I wasn't trying to make any grand statement other than he's a freak. I want to be entertained by a rock band. I do not want to be lectured by a rock band. And 9 times out of 10, entertainers and actors, I don't think their opinions are any more important or well-informed than the average person. And it's kind of gets old listening to people lecture. Rock and roll is a great escape. Sure. That took me a long time to kind of accept, not out of fear, but I just kind of assumed that rock and roll is something we did between the ages of 18 and 30. And then it kind of dawned upon me around 2000 or so that this was what I do as a career. And I think as long as we're willing to adapt to changes in everybody's lives and not be afraid to try new things, the only thing that would bum me out is if we kind of started churning out the same thing, because that's depressing. I would rather fail trying something different and disillusion everybody than, do the same old song and dance.